Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Got a video for a bowl game here. Bowl games, I started off terribly, but I actually had a great night last night. I went 4-1 in yesterday's bowl games. I'll let you know how we do today. In this one, I got Notre Dame, South Carolina. Good one.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, so this line opened up South Carolina plus 4.5, but to start this week, it was all the way down to South Carolina plus 2.5. Public was pretty split down the middle, but look at all that sharp money on Carolina, 79% on the Gamecocks as of Monday morning. And we're pretty much looking at the same action here on Thursday night. Public is still split even. Sharps are definitely still on South Carolina, but the line moves the other way. We're now at South Carolina plus 3.5, despite the money being on the Gamecocks. A little bit of reverse line movement there. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be South Carolina plus 6, or I didn't write it down, 6 or 7. I'll put it on the screen. But keep it in mind, the model's incorporating the numbers from the season. There's some opt-outs. It's been a month. There's a lot to take into consideration. Let's just throw the model out for this one. So let's break down this matchup, and we'll start with Spencer Rattler, because this dude has done a complete 180. It's been crazy to watch. Through the first 9 games of the season, right? He averaged 198 passing yards per game, just 8 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. But in his last 2 games against Tennessee and Clemson, he averaged 399 passing yards a game, 8 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. We're talking night and day here. That's double the amount of yards per game and the same amount of touchdowns in the last 2 games that he had in the first 9 combined. So Spencer Rattler in the Gamecock passing offense is just cruising heading into this game. So our first question has to be, is Notre Dame's defense equipped to stop this passing offense? And our answer has to be yes. Yes, the Irish do lose Foskey, that edge rusher he declared for the NFL draft, but still, this is a unit that's top 25 in passing yards allowed for per game on the season. Also, you gotta love the matchup for Notre Dame. That freshman corner they got, Benjamin Morrison, only freshman in the country to have 5+ interceptions. He's gonna be manned up on Antoine Wells Jr. Wells accounts for 33.5% of Spencer Rattler's passing yards. He's a huge chunk of that offense, and if you got this kid who's been shown out all year, locking down Wells all game, it could really disrupt the South Carolina offense. And if that's the case, you'd expect to see this South Carolina offense lean a little bit more on the run game than you would normally expect them to. But hold up, Marshawn Lloyd, their star running back, the leading rusher, averaging 5.2 yards per carry on the season, he opted out. And the 2 backs that are going to be getting the replacement carries for Lloyd, they haven't produced anywhere close to at the level that Lloyd has. I mean, combined, they're averaging just 3.68 yards per carry on the season. That's terrible news for South Carolina, especially against this Notre Dame defense that we know can play the run very well at times. Now, the way Spencer Rattler finished the season, the way he just busted open that Clemson defense, the way he's been slinging the ball, I don't think it's realistic to say that Notre Dame shuts down Spencer Rattler in the South Carolina offense. I think they're probably going to put together a few scoring drives. That being said, I'll be really surprised if he snaps off on this Irish defense the way he did on Clemson and Tennessee. Now let's flip the script and look at the Notre Dame offense, and they took a huge gut punch here. Michael Mayer, star tight end, best tight end in the NFL draft next year, opted out, obviously. In case you didn't know how important he was to the Notre Dame offense this year, he leads the team in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns, and he has more than double the next closest on Notre Dame in all 3 categories. Also, quarterback Drew Pine opted out, but like, I don't want to say who cares, that's disrespectful to Drew Pine, but he struggled this year. Tyler Buckner's going to start, or Buchner, I've heard it said both ways. He played in the beginning of the year before he got hurt. He also looked terrible. Listen, quarterback's been a problem at Notre Dame all season. That's not news to anybody. So with the quarterback and Michael Mayer both gone from this Notre Dame offense, you think, we gotta bet South Carolina getting points here, right? I don't think so, because the Notre Dame rushing attack, they've got a 3-headed monster. All 3 backs combined for more than 2,000 yards rushing, and they combine for 5.2 yards a carry. This is an efficient, dynamic rushing attack. South Carolina's run defense has been borderline pitiful this year, bottom 20 in the FBS in both yards per carry allowed and rushing yards per game allowed. Add on the fact that South Carolina's 2 best corners Both opted out. This is just a bad spot for the Gamecock defense right now. Also, one last thing that I forgot to mention earlier about the Notre Dame defense. This is a top 10 pass rush as well, and the Gamecocks on the season really struggled to protect Spencer Rattler. That's another factor of how this Irish defense could really give Rattler problems. I kind of like how this line has moved from 2.5 to 3.5. It kind of makes me think the books are feeling the same way I am. Definitely on Notre Dame here, even with the question of marks at quarterback. I think they're going to hand the ball off a shitload, control the line of scrimmage, and win this game comfortably. I'm going to say final score, Notre Dame 30, South Carolina 22. I'm laying the points. Give me the Irish minus 3.5. Notre Dame wins and covers. If anything changes with this bet, I will let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final tickets that we put out, the bet of the day, top bets, parlays of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. Bowl season, we started off terrible, but things are turning around. We are on the come up now. Let's keep it rolling. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Twitter.